Hi everyone, my name is Faith Akoyi and this is my YouTube channel. One of the things that God has called me to do is to help everyone realize that we can all pray to Him and He can listen to us. God does not have grandsons. The same way that your pastor can pray to God and God will listen and God will hear him is the same way you too can pray to God and God will listen to you. The difference between you and your pastor is the fact that your pastor has built a relationship with God that has made him over time know the voice of God, that has made him over time know the ways of God. Many of us, we want the hand of God. We are God users. That it is only when we have issues, it is only when we are in a fix, after you have tried every other way and you see that, oh, I'm stuck, that is when we run to God. We all have direct access to God. Please let your pastor rest. Some of us in the midnight, a cockroach is flying, you are calling pastor. Some of us in the morning, something has happened, you are calling pastor. Pastor is not the El Shaddai, only if you want him to die. God can hear you. The amount of faith that you give to pastor, if you can give it to God, the kind of result you will get. We all have direct access. Jesus did not die only for your man of God or only for your, He died for you too. Stop shortchanging your right. Stop selling your right. Let your pastors breathe. Isaiah 46 from verse 3 to 4. Listen to me, descendants of Jacob, all who remain in Israel. I have cared for you since you were born. You don't know how important you are in the hand of God, though. You don't know the kind of access that you have to God. He said, I have cared for you. I have cared for you even before you were born. So why would you take your right? Why would you take your right as a son of God and hand it over to a man? That if that man does not pick your call like this, you just believe that your life is a mess. You just believe that, if you have not told pastor, if you have not told this one, if you have not told prophet, if you have not, you have access to God. And that is why we fall into the wrong hands. And that is why they began to see visions that are not of God. And that is why they take your money, because you do not even believe that you have access to God. He said, I have cared for you since you were born. Do you know what it means for Jesus, for God to care for you before you were born? That is to tell you that even before your parents, before they came together to say they want to have you, He cared for you. He has you in mind. You are in His plan. So why are you trading your access? Why are you trading your sonship? Why are you giving it to somebody else? Yes, I carried you before you were born. Do you know what it means for God to carry you? Do you know the joy that comes when a father carries his child? I don't know for those of us parents, when your child raises his or her hand to say, Daddy, carry me. Daddy, do you know the kind of closure it brings to the child? That I have a father that carries me. When God carries you, He brings you closer to Him. So I'm asking you again, why are you handing over your rights to a man like you? If you can do what your man of God is doing, you will have the same result, even more. I will be your God throughout your lifetime. God is saying to you that He will be your God throughout your lifetime. He will not only be your God when things are good. He will not only be your God when you are doing well. You are not just your son's mother, your son's father when they pass, when they fail, when they fall, when they are sick. You are constant. You remain their father. You remain their mother. That is the same thing God is saying. I will be your God throughout your life. Through your mess, I will be your God. Through your joy, through your celebration, I will be your God. Through your pain, through your sorrow, I will be your God. I'm asking you again, why are you handing over your right as a child of God to somebody else? Until your hair is white in age. He's not saying that He will be your God only when you are young. He's not saying that He will be your God only when you are a baby. Your child remains your child. Your child remains your baby. Even when they are married and they have their own children and they have their children's children, that child is still your child. I made you and I will care for you. God is assuring you today that He made you and He will care for you. So you don't have anything to worry about. Just like the way a child would not have to worry what he will eat in the morning. Just like the way a baby would not have to worry that, oh, what am I going to wear? Oh, where am I going to sleep? No, they don't have worries. God said that's the same thing. I made you. Like I have an intention in mind. I purposely made you. Whether you were born by accident, whether you were born by mistake, whether you were born by ignorance, I made you and I will care for you. So God is telling you that I made you. I'm intentional about you and I will care for you. So tell me again, why are you handing over your right of sonship, your right of access to somebody else? I will carry you along and I will save you. God is saying, I will not shut out on you. I will direct your path. I will direct your ways. I will carry you along. As I walk, as I journey with you, I will carry you along and I will save you. The Bible says, even though we walk through the valley and the shadow of death, we will fear no evil because we are God's baby. He carries you along and he will save you. He made you, so he will care for you. So he cannot allow things to happen to you. Even if things now decide to happen to you, he will still save you. Even if you by yourself bring some situations upon your head, he will not stop being your father. He will save you. I ask you again, why are you handing your right as a son of God to somebody else? Is it because of fear? Is it because of laziness? Is it because you don't have time to sit down with the word? Today I encourage you, and I want to tell you that God does not have grandsons. With God, you can go one-on-one. With God, you don't want to ask your father for something and go and call a third party to come and help you ask him. When you have a good relationship with your earthly father, when you want to ask for something, you don't call somebody to help you ask him. You go directly to him. Yes, do we need to reach out to pastors? There are times that you are just in a situation and you just need somebody to hold your hand up in prayer. Not somebody that will pray for you and you will be sleeping. Somebody that will pray with you and just strengthen your faith. Yes, there are times for that. Or do not base all your life on pastors, on prophets, on apostles. You have the same access to God just like them. So use your access, use your right of sonship, and don't hand it over to somebody else.